Hi guys, Blake here today with Lilley's Landing Resort in Marina, the Lake Taneycomo in Branson, Missouri. It is 17th? No, 16th? 16th. It's about 1:30 in the afternoon, and I'm going to do the one cast for you today. Not a bad day out here. Low 80s, a little bit of partly cloudy. And today I'm going to give the pink power worm some time, because I haven't fished it in a while. So I've got the pink power worm there on a 1/100th ounce jig head. Got one of our weighted corks, and this is a Wally Marshall 8-foot rod. And I've got it set 10 foot deep. I can still see the dock from here. We're just up around the corner, this corner. I'm talking about it this last week and a half or so, but there seems to still be a good amount of fish here. And I turned on my depth finder. I found the spot where it's like 9 over here and it gets to 11 foot over there. So we got a little transition zone. And we've got a nice trash line out in front of us. I talked about it the other day, but usually if you can find one of those trash lines, you'll find some fish underneath it. The only thing we don't have working to our advantage right now is a little bit of wind. It's almost entirely dead still out here. But it's just roughly 11 foot or so where I'm casting to there. That should put our pink power worm right where we want it. And we'll see if we can get some fish to bite without the chop. There's one. Fish on the first cast. How about that? Hey now. There he is. Nice colored one. Okay. Remember I told you about water loading. You're gonna let a few feet down. You're gonna flip that thing back, let it hit the water. And flip it forward again. That helps cast that leader that's longer than my rod. I do have 2-pound line for my leader material there. Oh, getting the sweat in my eyes. And I'm still, that 1/100th ounce head takes a while to sink all the way down, but I'm still just letting it sink all the way down and then moving it and letting it sink again. That pontoon boat totally pushed me over farther than I wanted to be here. Might have to just do a big circle around here. And here's something that will never work. If your pink power worm slides off of the head, which this one really shouldn't have because it's glued, but I guess the glue didn't hold, then the fish will not bite it, which is why I didn't get a bite that time. So we're just going to try to re-rig it and find a new hole in the rubber there, and hopefully it'll hold for a few casts without glue. I will say if you're going to use our 1/100th ounce heads here though, that glue is very helpful. Not having to touch that power worm every cast. We do sell jig heads that have the little rubber catch on them. They're a little bit heavier than a 100th ounce, and sometimes I do think that the 100th ounce works better because it falls slower. But there are days where it doesn't seem to matter, and having the rubber catch on there definitely make it easier, not having to mess with that worm all the time. Got a sneaking suspicion that that worm slid down the hook again here. Yeah, there's a fish right there that just came up and ate something out of the trash pile. I definitely should have had a bite there. But my worm did hold up, so maybe not. Still got people catching them on the old night crawler. Pete Leonard told me today in his trip they caught 19 browns, all the stocker browns, except for one of them. He said one of them was a 20 or a 21. But 19 browns and only 8 rainbows. And they were fishing night crawlers this morning. That is definitely different. I'll tell you what, without any wind whatsoever, even the 83 degrees that it is feels hot. This obviously isn't the best time of day to be doing it, probably the worst. But you know, this is another one of the methods that a lot of the guides and people are using just right here in this stretch. Oh, he had it. And anywhere on the lake, really. Go fish it down by the Branson Landing, fish it by Monkey Island. Really anywhere. Like I said, the key is always to keep that thing about a foot away from the bottom wherever you're fishing it. I'm sure it would work in 20 foot of water if you could cast 19 feet of leader under a bobber. Or make a slip bobber system that lets it drop to 19 feet. Probably work there too. I've been looking around in the water around the dock today, and as I was coming up the lake slowly here, and the number of broken tree limb branches that are in the water right now is impressive after that storm. Yeah, so I'm getting some bites here that are they're just barely nibbling it. I mean, it's almost not even hardly enough to set the hook. So we're in the middle of the day and that sun's shining on them real hard, and they're not feeling very anxious to clamp down. A little bit of lockjaw. But if you get out and do this earlier in the morning, I bet that you would catch your limit. I thought we were going to be on fire with that fish on the first cast, but think again. There's a fish following it right there. And I knew I was going to catch it. I knew it. Oh, come here. It's a resilient root. How in the world? Probably not going to go for very long today. It's just not the best time of day to be doing it. The cool thing about the power worm is if you're just looking to catch some fish, and even if you don't want to keep them, this method, usually they get hooked in the lip. You know, with a night crawler, they like to swallow them a lot. Take a chance at killing the fish. This is something you can do if you don't feel like keeping them, but you just feel like catching some fish to kind of help prevent that, and it's still pretty effective at catching them. this power worm is not cooperating. It does not want to stay on the hook. So I've already got some that are glued up here. We'll just try a different one. See if that fixes our dilemma here. There's another one of those super light bites. All right. This might be my last cast. That really sounded like a gunshot. I don't think there's anything that's in season right now. Hey, look at that. We're going to catch a fish on the last. Oh, I spoke too soon. All right, that's it. I'm out. We thank you guys for watching today. Like and share us on Facebook. And we will do it again tomorrow.